here too, and we're all in black and white so that we won't outflank you.
Oh, please. Hey, guys.
So
I am Marie. It's a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Why so quiet? How you doing? Nice to see you. Are you Brian?
I am.
Hi, Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Over here,
We got the flag right behind
all
you.
right. Oh, wow. Is this it?
That's where you're going to be out there.
This is great. Oh, Marion's here. You know she was going to be here?
No, I just saw
You
her.
recognize other people.
I do.
We just saw her run. It's nice that you get it close up to you.
This is terrific. All right.
I guess the
Can I take a swallow before we...
You can as many as you want.
we're hoping to get a chance to have something to eat at home before we go.
I'm going there.
Don Collins, Local 6 Governor, pleased to meet you. Thanks for all those jobs. Thank you, sir.
My camera person got sick at the last minute. Don stepped in.
Do I need makeup?
You're good, Governor.
Don't answer that.
You're all set, Governor.
You look rested.
You look wherever
Yeah,
you
right
want
from
to
the
look.
table
If I
up.
look at Brian, is it okay? Or
Can you see him well?
I can see him
Okay,
fantastic.
whatever you're comfortable with.
all right, great.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. We have a special show for you today. Can you believe it? We have the governor on the show. What a country.
What a town.
Welcome to Talk of the Town.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions. I'm going to go easy on the political questions because the folks outside can hit you with all that, okay? But being a member of Milton and everything, I'm sure people are curious of some other things. So the first question, I know they can get this on the internet, but how long have you lived in Milton and what was the attraction?
Oh, goodness. Well, I went to school here. The first time I saw Milton was in the fall of 1970. I was 14, and I came up Center Street, having been picked up at Logan Airport to go to Milton Academy. It was the night before classes began, and it was one of those perfect New England fall evenings. Just the sun was just right, not a cloud in the sky, and the temperature was gorgeous, and I was scared to death. But the town and the school were very welcoming to me. I have friends now that I made then here in the town, people I still see. And then when we moved back as a family, as a grown-up, to Hinckley Road, that was, 19 and a half years ago now.
Man, oh man. All right.
Still paying the mortgage.
Next question, what are some of your first thoughts? Well, the beautiful scenery and everything like that when you arrived?
No, it's terrific. Milton was unusual, I think, by most measures, but certainly for a kid from the south side of Chicago. Frankly, from Chicago, the notion that you could have this rural feeling right on the edge of the city was a very unusual thing. And I used to ride, and I still do walk in the Blue Hills and so forth. We have working farms here in the town, so it's just extraordinary.
We're pretty fortunate.
We are very fortunate, and I can walk to the to the truck. So.
And some folks would tell me they'd run into you at the fruit center.
Oh yeah, well, man's got to eat.
All right, here's a question I like to ask people. Governor Patrick, describe one thing about yourself that most people would never discover or believe unless you told them.
With one caveat.
Okay. I can't broadcast this.
Right. But there has to be some zone of privacy. One thing that people wouldn't know. Well, my kids are probably. Not probably. My kids are certainly old enough now so that they are no longer the excuse they used to be for me to go to Disney films.
Okay.
But I love Disney films, and I have been known to weep at Disney films, which is a source of profound embarrassment to my children. But I own it. So
Did you see Wall-E yet?
I have not seen Wall-E, and as a matter of fact, my oldest daughter, our oldest daughter, who is very much a film lover as I am, has seen it already and saw it without me, and came and duly apologized for doing so because she knew that it would be hard for me to have an excuse to go without her. So Have you seen it? Because I'm
Not
looking
yet.
for somebody to go with.
I'll go with you. As a matter of fact, we on the second half of the show, we usually have the movie review girl, Eileen Marr. Now, she's sick tonight, so she couldn't be here with us. But she's the one that we contacted her office because when The Box was playing in Milton, we were excited because you've done so much to bring the film industry to Milton. So that was kind of nice to see them filming a movie right here in town.
That film tax credit and lifting the cap has brought us from an average of 1 to 2 movies a year in Massachusetts to 14 last year, and $500 million of new economic activity. That's a good thing. We are actively negotiating right now with 2 sound studios to set up permanent operations in eastern Massachusetts. I'd like to see if we can do one in western Massachusetts as well. This is important, and it's also fun. It brings a little glamour, a little interest, and it adds to the economic mix.
We have some actors in town too. Did you know that?
Oh yes.
Tom Kemp's right here in town.
Well,
he doesn't have to travel as much, with the cost of airfare to LA.
I was going to say, even without the professional actors, we have a lot of drama.
Fair enough. Not just in Milton. Oh, God. What are you reading?
Goodness. I just finished Mayflower. You probably know the book that was Help Me with the Author.
I can't.
Help Me with
Anyone
the
help us in the audience? Mayflower, the author?
I just finished it. It took me longer than it should because I was only reading it. Hello, Senator. Welcome.
Senator Joyce just walked in.
Typical, too.
Senator Joyce is now on talking all the time.
Tried to hog my airtime. What's happening, I just finished Mayflower. I'm reading a little book that was given me recently called Letters to a New President, which is letters from several college presidents and others who have been in higher ed policy, giving policy ideas to whomever the next president is. It's a very interesting book.
You have any ideas who the next president might be?
Well, I'm working on the election of Barack Obama, but there are 2 strong candidates in this race, and I think the conclusion is anything but foregone.
There's a lot of talk in the media about you maybe being a Supreme Court Justice or the U.S. Attorney General. Everyone's trying to get rid of you. Massachusetts so quick, you just started.
I guess I'm just not getting the message because I'm not going anywhere. It's those jobs are like being struck by lightning anyway. But the fact is, I love the job I have right now. I think we're making a lot of progress. I'm looking forward to a second term, and we've got a lot of stuff in the works. So if the people of Massachusetts will have me, this is where I want to be.
Excellent. And a couple other questions.
Right.
Excuse me. Yes, Senator.
He announced his candidacy on my cable TV show. He just announced his run for re-election on your cable TV show.
There you go. Did you hear that, folks? You heard it right here. What a country. An acquaintance of mine stopped by my home to visit me the other day. He and his wife are from Antigua. He arrived at my home, and he was shocked to find the door open and unlocked.
Yes.
Now, he lives in Mattapan,
Yes.
and he mentioned that it was his dream to someday to be able to afford a home in a community where he didn't have that fear.
Yes.
If he was here with us today, what would you say to him?
I would say that Milton is that community, and I'd love for him to think about Milton. But the fact is, we want that sense of security in every community. I'm a big booster of my hometown and yours. But in the job I have, I want to be a booster for every community across the Commonwealth. We want that sense of sanctuary in every household, and every family wants it. So we have to keep. We're going to have to keep working toward that goal.
Yeah. As far as the town goes, I know people are concerned about the costs. I'm a town meeting member in the budget, and the concern with property taxes funding the budget, and people concerned about overrides and things like that. So I know Kathy Fagan, our whole select board has been fighting hard to get involved in the Commonwealth Insurance Program.
Yes.
The GIC.
The GIC program, yeah.
And but one of the stipulations now, I believe, if I'm correct, is it requires something like 70% of the unions to participate.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in Milton, the school union may comprise like 58%.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of gives them like an ace in the hole as far as contract negotiations, where they can almost use it as a bargaining chip.
Well,
I'm not saying they will, but they could.
No, I understand.
How do you help us in that situation?
I understand that point. First of all, most teachers are in the GIC already, statewide, but that has been an issue. Mind you, the deal, the statute that passed, the law I was able to sign, is the deal we could make at the time. And lawmaking requires compromise, and that was a compromise we were willing to live with. What we said at the time, what I still say is, let's try it. Let's see what the experience has been, and if we need to make adjustments, we will. And I think I know the legislature is open to that. So
The demand has been good. There's a lot of interest.
There's a lot of interest. I mean, people are very interested at the local level in controlling costs. They're very sensitive to it. I haven't met a single town meeting member or selectman or mayor or city council member anywhere in the Commonwealth who is actually interested in raising property taxes. Most people know that the burden on people is too high, and that part of what they have to do is not just look for new revenues, but also try to control costs. And healthcare at the local and the state level in businesses, just like in households, is one of the fastest rising costs and one of the most difficult to deal with, which is why we had that GIC feature in the Municipal Partnership Act that you referred to.
Well, it was a good idea, and I hope it's able to be refined a little more, make it easier for the towns to get involved and get on board.
I hear you.
Well, you're here in Milton today. You're here why you went today. A town meeting in Milton. Tell the folks at home why you came today and what's the goal of this adventure.
We're doing a series of town hall meetings all around the Commonwealth, 11 over the next several weeks. This is the 5th.
Okay.
And it really is about reconnecting with people. You know, I ran a very grassroots campaign because I was trying to invite people who had checked out of civic life and political life to check back in. We've tried to govern in a grassroots way, and particularly with the legislative session coming to an end and a long list of very hard work that we have and great outcomes that we've worked toward. I want to get out and talk with people and just make sure that what we've been working on is what actually they care about, and let them talk to me directly in unfiltered ways about what's on their minds.
So you're here to listen.
That's more than anything what this is about.
Excellent. Man, oh man. What a country, eh?
It's a great country.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the voters or just the people of Milton before you get outside and face the crowds?
I'll just say, first of all, I appreciate your tuning in. I appreciate your caring about this wonderful town and this community. I want you to be as involved as you can be in not just politics, but in civic life, because our democracy is only as strong as the people who and the numbers of people who involve themselves. I'm very keen on one presidential candidate, but even if you pick a different one, show up and get involved and vote. That's enormously important. And I want to acknowledge that I know there's a tremendous amount of economic unease all around the Commonwealth, including here in our town. And we're doing everything we can to try to help families and individuals respond to that, and businesses too. But I just remember, keep a little perspective, because all economies are cyclical, and we will cycle out of this. And what we want to make sure is that we are as strong and well positioned as possible for when the recovery does come.
Excellent. One last thing, Milton Academy. What's the motto of Milton Academy?
Dare to be true.
What does that mean to you?
It means level in the current job I have, and frankly in life. It means level with people. Say what's on your mind. Trust them to accept the integrity of your position, and even if they don't agree with it, and find your inner compass, and above all, pay attention to that.
Thank you so much.
It's good to be with you. Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure. Thank you for being on Talk of the Town.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, folks. We'll be right back. Bye-bye. I only had 8 minutes, so
That
I got to
was-
do what Cindy says.